Now that the Writhing Wall event has ended, many in the ESO community are talking about how good Phase 3 was. And of course, we all know that the event did have a lot of shortcomings when it comes to Phase 1 and 2. But overall, kind of looking back at the event now, I think some people will be pleased with how the event ended as long as you could participate in Phase 3. I know there was an issue where some people were having problems with Phase 3 overall, not being allowed to, do everything inside of Phase 3 in the Writhing Fortress. Now, like I said, Phase 1 and Phase 2 had a lot of problems, a lot of bugs, a lot of technical issues. Nick Gioamini even went on to the forums to talk about how it was a letdown for the community, that they did not do a good enough job getting this pushed out. And he even said, of course, in the month of December, for the daily login rewards on day 1, as a kind of reward for the community, they're going to give out 8,000 seals of the Endeavor, more of an apology than a reward. But overall, I feel like once you get past the goofy grind and all the stuff that was going on in Phase 1 and Phase 2, and that was one thing a lot of people didn't like. It was very boring, very grindy, and just not really worth it. And you look at just Phase 3, I think Phase 3 was more of a success in most players' eyes because it felt like not just a public dungeon, but more like a big trial where tons of people were in there participating. Tons of people were, sieging, just kind of enjoying the event as a community like it should have been the entire time. And I think that's why you're hearing more positivity about Phase 3 compared to Phase 1 and 2. And I think that is a good thing going forward. With Nick talking about how he was disappointed with how everything worked out within the event, how they're wanting to do more, do better, how they're wanting more community feedback, I think this is a good thing going forward. Because if you look at the mechanics and the design and the idea of the Writhing Wall event, it was a great idea in theory. Just the first 2 phases didn't work as planned. But Phase 3 overall, I think, is a good look at what can be kind of the future of ESO, what they can do for the game, what they can do with bigger events that involve the entire community at one time. So hopefully they learn from Phase 1 and Phase 2's shortcomings and really start pushing out content like we saw in Phase 3, because there was a lot of really nice stuff kind of going on there. Just the look, the feel, the whole, like I said, kind of camaraderie of the entire community being able to get in and participate was a really fun thing. So that was kind of what they promised when they first announced this event. When we first heard about the Writhing Wall, everybody was really excited, really hyped. And I think Phase 3 kind of delivered that. Hopefully the team, like I said, learns from this. Hopefully something else comes of the idea or the concept of this. Now, we do know the Writhing Fortress will make a return in early 2026 after some fixes. This is for the players that did not get to participate in this. But I'm hoping they kind of take that idea and do some other things going forward, because I kind of have a feeling that this is going to be the new norm in ESO for a while. We're not going to have these dolmens and these other experiences, geysers and stuff like that in the zones, or if we get a new zone. I think having these big group events for the entire community may be what they're looking to do in the future, as long as they can get everything kind of worked out, all the kinks worked out, and do something like this every year. I'm kind of curious, did you guys enjoy Phase 3? And are you wanting to see something like that again in the game in the near future? Leave me a comment with your thoughts, and of course, if you like the video, hit the like. If you have not subscribed yet, please do so, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.